So my name's Kate. I'm a foilist. I'm from London, though I currently live just outside of London. And best result is always tricky, I think, because it's like you have your traditional best result and you have the best result that you kind of think is the best result. So for me, national champion is what I see as the best result, but some would say differently. So Eleanor was an epéist, which is slightly different to my weapon, but not super different, so it was quite nice. And she was just sort of starting her international career at the junior age group, and sort of it was nice for me to reminisce about my junior years while talking to her about hers. I mean, I think I've been out of my junior career for only 3 years or so it wasn't too far away from me. So it was really nice to be able to have those sort of memories not too far behind, sort of recall when I needed to speak to her about them. There's quite a few challenges for me. I'm sort of not super confident a lot of the time in as myself as a fencer as it was. So I wasn't sure how much I could give to her. So when I actually started the process, it was really nice to be able to learn that I had quite a lot to give. But then I had to learn how to give it to her, which I know sounds silly, but it's quite easy for me to think about all the negative things that I've done or all the positive things that I've done, but then trying to translate that into something that she can then learn from is where I really struggled. But she was really patient, she understood, and that was really nice. We sort of learned together sort of those things, and by the end of it, it was a lot easier. My proudest moment is probably going to seem a little silly, but for me it was getting Eleanor to use a training diary. I know they don't necessarily work for everyone. I'm a big fan of them. But with everything that's happened this year, it was quite tricky to sort of tell her to try this out or do that or do this when there were no competitions and no training. So really all we could do was the theory. And I was kind of concerned about halfway through the year that even if she had all the notes and all the worksheets, that she might not then go back to them. So I was really keen to try and get her to start a training diary, to write down the things that we had spoken about or just how she was feeling, things like that, to then pick up when she can start training. Especially for me, when I read things, unless it's kind of in a certain way, I don't always pick up on it very well. So if I rewrite something that someone has sort of told me in my own words, then when I look at that 6 months, a year later, I can then go back on it and understand it a lot easier. So that was kind of my thinking with that. And she, towards the end, she used to have a little training diary and she'd show me every session, and it was so nice. So hopefully it's something for her and she enjoys it. The exercises that I really enjoyed working on with Eleanor, definitely values. I had done that not too long ago with my psychologist, and it had completely changed the way I really saw myself as an athlete and as a human being. And it really gave me the why. And as per usual, it's really easy to talk about something that you're passionate about. So I think she kind of got the kind of the excitement that I had for it, and she really sort of ran with that. And so now she has her values written in her training diary. And hopefully that then will lead back when fencing. It's a lot easier again when you're actually fencing to really think back to those moments, the whys, and it really helped her, hopefully. So the advice I would give to the wider fencing community would just be, even if you don't think you have a lot to give, you definitely have something. It may not be for everyone your information or your advice, but there'll be someone out there that really takes that information and advice and will really mean something to them. So even if you say something to someone and they don't really appreciate it or they don't understand it, keep going, tell the next person, tell the person after that, because I guarantee you that someone will really love that information and advice. Eleanor and I really sort of connected on the passion about talking about women in sport and periods in sport, and just kind of opening that up and making it more of an open topic for everyone to discuss, because it's totally natural, it's totally normal. And it is something that does affect a lot of women in sport. And for so many years, I had coaches and she had coaches, or we just couldn't talk to her about it, and be the classic, oh, why are you so grumpy today? Or why are you so tired today? And it's a legitimate reason and it's okay. And I think that being able to sort of talk to younger people, both men and women, about it is really important to kind of share that message and keep spreading that message. Having the space to share it, to sort of talk about it, and almost have someone there to almost back you up. Because you read some articles now and it's great. Everyone's like, oh yeah, we love talking about periods, blah, 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 blah. But your average coach or your average fencing instructor may not know about these things. So just to have someone in the flesh kind of actually back you up, I think can mean a lot for someone.